Hello, I'm Anna, the Yarn Randomizer, and this is episode 6 of What to Knit. And so this episode is going to cover this beautiful yarn here. This is Le Garçon Mohair Silk, and this is in the colorway Jason's Aqua. And I got this as part of a stash enhancement pack from Le Garçon for their mohair fuzzy yarns and everything. And I've used up one of those skeins. I have this one and I have one other one now. So one of the first things to know is, of course, I have this Jason's Aqua, but I think it was 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was at a sweater workshop with Darn It Anyway, and I picked up this yarn, and this is um, Lavender Loon Wool Company, and this is their yarn Kinfolk, which is an 80% non-superwash merino, 15% yak, and 5% silk. It's a DK with 330 yards. Now, I thought that these two yarns, let's see if I can bring this in here, are a perfect match. You see how that green, those greens pick up together, everything. So the first thing in figuring out what to do with this yarn is the fact that I have another yarn that goes really well with it. So let's get started here. Now, I am going to want to, what I want to do is I don't want to use this mohair alone. Obviously, I want to use it with that. So let's take a look at, I don't know if I've done a search like that yet on one of these examples. So if I come down here, you'll see there's this yarn held together thing. And let's see. I feel like I've got a misbehaving hair over here somewhere. Let's see. Okay, so I want to use two yarns. And now the next thing I want to do is you can come in here and see how there are individual yarn weights. And so I'm going to pick lace and DK. So the hope is this will bring up basically all yarns that use, all patterns that use two yarns combining a lace and a DK, two strands, and we'll bring that listing up. Now, the only thing that, my own caveat to this is that this property of patterns I don't think has been there all along. So there are, I think, some older patterns that don't have this as a property of the pattern. It may not be filled in properly, but I think that we will find a lot to look at here. So my listing right now is going by most projects, so we'll take a look at that. And so the next thing I have to do is the largest thing I could do would be based on this yarn here, and this one has it's 115 grams and it has 330 yards. So let's do a limitation here of 330 yards. It's the most. So that'll probably drop most of the garments out of there. And so, you know, it looks like we're in accessory territory here with 330 yards doing this kind of combination. And right now, here you see what has had most projects. Now, I can say right now, I'm not going to be making a frog. That's cute. But I want to make something. I really like the combination of these two yarns. And so I want to make something. Now, this Harris hood is something that I've always liked. Actually, let me go back and we'll bring this up in a separate window. So this Harris hood, I think, is a really good possibility. And look at that. It does 328 yards and DK and lace held together. And I think it looks super. I like these types of hoods that different than I think a balaclava or a helmet, give room around the head for your hair and everything and stuff. So we'll hold on to this as a possibility. But yeah, so there's a bandana. Let's see, there's the September hat by Petite Knit. And it looks like basically a standard ribbed hat with lace and DK. Yeah, and so yeah, that's okay. And let's see what else is in here. brioche kitty hat, a Tinder hat. Oh, there's the possibility of socks, but I think I like this color. I want to use it for something above the shoulders, I think is where I want to go with this. Now there's this fur rib skinny scarf from Stephen West. Let's bring that up. Small. Oh, so he's got a book called Small Shawls. When did that come out? Looking down here, last August. Oh, and so it's got that particular, I've seen this stitch used in some other things. That's nice, but yeah, not quite what I'm looking to do with this. Let's come back here again. Lots of hat opportunities. Another stuffy there, a little teeny tiny bunny. It's interesting, you see some of these pictures that are advertisements for a hat pattern like this Christina hat here, and in the thumbnails here I have no idea what distinguishes this hat or what makes it unique or what is its so this one here too next to it, the Seafield hat, I can see that and immediately look at that and go, okay, it's a knit and purl texture design. I can kind of see how the top wraps up. It's got ribbing at the bottom, that kind of stuff. But I look back at this one, I'm kind of like, I have to go, if I want to see what's going on there, I actually have to go to the photograph. Okay, so you can see in some of these pictures it's got beads. So it looks like it's a ribbed hat with beads. But yeah, that's tough to see in that the one picture, the main picture for the pattern. There's a Sari Nordland sailor beanie. I do really like these hats like this. They have that shape at the top. They're kind of fun. I've done the Tori Yu Manhattan hat, which has a similar shape to it. Let's see, there's another skinny scarf from Stephen West. Let's see, what else? And a little elephant there. That's really nice, the Pia hat. A kid sweater. Floofy house socks. Staff and shawl. You know what? I did not even think about that possibility. Let's look at that for a second. All right. So this would be if I did something like this. So it's lace and DK. It's a really beautiful texture pattern. Yeah. And I have this pattern. It's in my library. And so that's a possibility I think I will keep up. So that would be a fun texture knit. And I think that there's, this skein is tonal enough that it won't disrupt being able to see the texture pattern. So hold on to that for a minute. See what else. I've made these Sunday morning socks. I really enjoy those and wear those a lot around the house as slippers. And it's a really easy knit. I highly recommend that pattern. It's very nice. Let's see, any other obvious ones? Bottleneck. That looks really neat. I've made the sleeveless vest by Lone Kjelsen, and it was a really nice pattern. I want to take a look at this for a second. Okay, so it requires, this would be almost like just enough to make this, and that's kind of intriguing. Let's see, yeah, one size. Okay, we'll hold on to that for a minute. Okay, I've kind of looked through the first page of the most patterns, and I think the thing I'm going to do next is look at what is hot right now. So, see how much it the Harris hood is hot right now. The lily bonnet, but I can tell you, I look at that lily bonnet and you may love it, other folks may love it, but it's just not my style. I don't really want to do a bandana. We're seeing the frog there again. Similar choices here. Oh, the Dustland skinny scarf. That would be another nice texture knit. I've looked at these one weekend socks here from Hohi Locatelli before, and I think they would make some really great around the house socks as well. But I don't think I want to do socks with this, what I've got here. All right. And I'm not seeing too many more obvious ones. I don't know if this is meant for a dog or if they're just modeling it on a dog for fun. Let me take a look. I think they're modeling it on a dog for fun. Icing on the cake cowl. That's a nice, yeah, it's a pretty nice cowl. No, but I love the dog being used in the photo. All right. So yeah, I'm going to look one more page deep in the hot right now. Bottleneck is there. Yep. So yeah, I think that is a good combination of patterns to possibly choose from. There's this little balaclava here is really cute, this baby one. I did not put a lower limit on my search, and so it's probably allowing for much shorter yardages than I might want to use this for. Hipster beanie. I'm just going to look at this November hat really quick. It looks very polished. Let's see. Essential stockinette hat worked without any pearl stitches. Yeah, that looks nice. I don't know. So let me go back. So I hope you found it informative on how to search for when you're carrying two strands together on here. It really got us right to some patterns that would work for us. And I think I've got some good choices here. Let's do one more and see what is publication date. And so we'll see what's brand new here. So I think this is the newest. Let me take a look at this one here. This was published yet November 2025. This is Jill Zelinsky. And so this is a basic hat. What is going on at the top? Yeah, very kind of a little bit on the slouchy side. But yeah, so these here are the most recent ones. Seeing if anything stands out to me. So this Pierre skinny scarf is from a new Small Shawls 2 from Stephen West. I hadn't thought of making a bag. I don't think I would want to do that with this yarn. Balaclava there. Yeah, I think there's another type of hood there. So I think we've got a good selection of possibilities. So the Harris hood, one possibility. The staff and shawl is another one. And then this bottleneck by Lone Kjelsen. And I think, you know, when I originally picked this yarn, these two yarns to combine, I had the idea of doing this Harris hood. And I look at this and I really like this and I think it's cute. And I like the idea of having a little drawstring and that kind of thing. But I get the feeling I wouldn't potentially wear this as often. But I think I do want to knit this sometime or another. I think I don't think, I know I have some other yarn for actually doing a staff and garment from Rebecca Clow. I don't know if I want to do this shawl. So I really think ultimately it's this Harris hood that I think I want to make. I like the fact that it's oversized you know, it'll really not squish my hair at the same, not like I have a lot of hair to work with here, but will squish my hair, won't squish my hair, and provide kind of a nice cool addition to my coat as far as staying warm out there. I do take big advantage of the cowls that I've made and hats. My only problem with hats is how much they flatten my hair out. And I feel like this won't do that as much. So I think we're in a good place. So yeah, so they're talking about the, yep, they're using Sandusgarn of Snef, is that spelled right? Snef? Wait a second, sorry, I just gotta look at it. Did they list it over here? Smart. I feel like that's, I'm curious about this. Let's see if we can look this up really quick under yarns. So you can look up yarns if you've never searched them up, and you can do some detailed searches on yarns with similar properties right now. See, I think I knew it. I thought it was mistyped in there. I was pretty sure it's Snefnog. And so do that. There it is. Yeah. So I thought that was mistyped. But yeah, I think I've got 328 yards, and I think that's talking about for each yarn. Let's see. I always wish patterns would just say the yardage and not just the grams, but they're talking about 150 grams. Oh, I think there's somebody coming, so I've got to pause this for a minute. All right, I'm back. That was my husband getting back home from going out and picking up some stuff. So now, the thing I was in the middle of doing, I was trying to see the yardage requirements here. And so it said 150 smart by Sandusgarn, held together with soft mohair by Knitting for Olive. So 1 skein of soft silk mohair, if I look up here, is 246 yards. Oh, 52, so 5, that'd be 480, 492. And the 150 of Smart by Sandusgarn, here we go. So that would be 3 times that, so 327. So that's where the 328 comes from. And so I'll definitely have enough of my yarn for that. So it should be a comparable amount as far as what they're calling for the DK. So I think I want to make this Harris hood. It'll be a nice accessory. I can keep it for myself or gift it and everything. And so yeah, so hopefully this was helpful. You could see how to search up patterns for a yarn combination like this. And yeah, and this is what's going to get added to my queue. So so that's that for this episode. And I think I've got one more pick I'm going to do this year that will be coming up. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your knit.